Hi, hello, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you to tonight's broadcast of Jersey Pro League Hockey, live exclusively here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Live from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey, my name is Trey Wright for BSB. Another 2 games on tap here this afternoon, turning evening time. Starting, of course, with Synergy Uniforms taking on Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. Both of these 2 teams have played a couple of games here in the Jersey Pro League. Both these teams are 1-1 so far on the 2025 season. Glad to have everybody aboard here for both these games tonight. Later on at about 8:30, 8:45-ish, we'll have College Hockey Buzz taking on Homegrown Hockey. Plenty of storylines to talk about in that contest, but nonetheless, going to be a great game between these 2 programs here tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's coverage of the Jersey Pro League. Once again, we had last night be the opening night for the Jersey Pro League Pro Division. A couple of upsets in last night's contest. 43 Oak Hockey downing X-Hockey Products. An incredible 11-8 game last night. 43 Oaks starting off their third season with their first ever record of 1-0. They're batting 1,000 there for the Sean Grevy boys from 43 Oak, but that was then and this is now. Set to be a good one here in game number 1, and a really good color matchup between these 2 teams. Synergy wearing the old school Hartford Whalers colors, a primary St. Patrick's looking green with blue and white accents. Of course, wearing the lemon colors is Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. Neon yellow, a little bit of a la Montreal Canadiens design. The blue crest and the white outlines. We're ready to go here for game number 1 of the evening. Josh Kushner and the 12 of Luke DeFalco will take the opening face-off, and we're underway for night number 3 of week number 2. Josh Kushner will look to fire the game's opening salvo here. Tries to get it off to JT Verdino. Nearly an odd man rush the other way for Synergy. Now it's an odd man rush here. Verdino takes aim and puts it right into the breadbasket of Tyler Balla. And we're underway, 20 seconds into the contest, and the opening shot on net will go to LSW. Face-off is controlled here by LSW. Tim Wanvig had it for a brief moment. Ty Vastola not able to keep it in. Now on the other direction with it was a 25 of Logan John, who lost it for a moment. John gets it back from Vastola once again. Takes aim, and a good block there in the mid-slot from Tim Wanvig. Well, register as a shot on net, however. We'll call that a shot on a Timmy Wanvig there, the Warrenpo Roadrunner. Verdino back the other way, try to get it back to Sean Bruno, who was tied up on that wrist shot attempt. Up into the corner. Synergy will take this back in the other direction. Ryan Solotist will skip this one the other direction. Gets it to the 81 of Joey Wall. One of the couple of fresh faces here on the Synergy Uniforms program. The other one is the 4 of Nicholas DiGeronimo, and the blank TCNJ jersey of Logan May. Glad to see another part of the Lion pack here of this TCNJ heavy Synergy program here. Daniel Jakob had the vulcanized rubber, and he'll get it right here down the near side. Jakob getting around one defenseman, trying to put one onto the goaltender of Jacob King, and that will carry him wide. James Stevens with it, trying to go back the other direction. Spun around from the 27 of Jack Turner. And LSW will break out on the other side. 3-on-2 for the yellow-clad boys. Looking to go on glove side there was LSW, and that was saved there by Balla. Here comes Wall the other direction. Down the far side, gets it around Tim Wanvig. Tied up a little bit there, and just able to keep it in at the point was the 24 of Alan Maggie. And Maggie will put one on net, save there by Jacob King. 2 shots for either side. 1 minute and 58 seconds into game number 1 here, still no score. Off the draw, Synergy will take it. DiGeronimo, shot from long range, blocked into the corner. Taking it back there is Synergy, looking for options. That's tapped out of the zone by Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. DiGeronimo had it, lost it, that's poked away. Comes all the way back to the 9 of Mikey Holsaffel. Trying to get one out of there was Logan May. He turns it over. Jack Turner puts one onto the glove of Tyler Balla. Couldn't hold on to the rebound. It comes right to LSW. It looks like Zach Taylor will be the one to pot it home, and Mr. Lemon Stick Wax leads 1-0. It looks like it'll be Kyle Boychuk who'll get credit for this one as we get a look at the instant replay. Turner sent it off, and yeah, it was Boychuk who will pocket home the loose chain right at the doorstep. And it's 1-0 LSW early on, and Synergy, who started off with a win over College Hockey Buzz, or rather, trying to remember who they beat on opening night. I believe it was Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Looking to end there, a little bit of a bleeding here for the green and white clad boys. Lost 2 games so far here. They do win the draw. Trying to get that one is Matt Korobko, and it'll go back the other direction, however. Korobko will retain possession, trying to turn it over to DiGeronimo. It turns it over to the 25 of Ryan Sardillo. Back the other direction it goes. Sardillo trying to crash in. Digging at that one is Griffin O'Shaughnessy. It's still loose right in the blue paint. O'Shaughnessy will tap it back to his University of Delaware teammate Ty Vastola. Wanvig will drive it back over to Sardillo, who sends that one through the crease. O'Shaughnessy will flip it back the other way. Balla sees it go past him. Trying to spin around there is DiGeronimo. And DiGeronimo will get it up to Logan May. May trying to get it away from Ty Vastola, but Vastola hounding him. May will go back in the other direction. Now he'll go eastbound with it. Gets up to Sardillo, and May couldn't make the reconnection. Here comes O'Shaughnessy down the far side. A little bit of space for Griffin. O'Shaughnessy trying to go top cheese. Just lifted it over the crossbar. Stevens will get it back to Vastola. And just a tad bit offside there was LSW. That was Anthony Archiniaco, who was just a tad offside there for LSW. And this will come out of the zone for another draw. Shot 6-3 in favor of Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. They lead 1-0. Jakob will send this one into the corner. Will carry him the opposite way, finding the 12 of DeFalco in the corner. Trying to take it out there was Bruno, and back the other direction is LSW. This is Kushner screaming down the far side, trying to get around the 24 of Maggie. This will go off of the high glass, and not able to keep it in was Archinaco. A lot of TCNJ Lions on both of these teams here. Shout out to head coach of the D1 program, Paul Baccio, who has helped us here at BSB a lot, especially in our maiden voyage last year with the Division I program, and which both the players and our coaching staff, and as well as our broadcasters, the best of luck here in our sophomore season with the College of New Jersey's Division I program. Josh Kushner's not able to corral this one, but he's able to just touch up on it to negate the icing. Bruno keeps it in at the zone. All alone in front was Verdino, but he was a little too far behind the play. Verdino looking to spin around there from McGee. And McGee right on his 6. Verdino looking for options, try to get it back over to Kushner. Little collision there at the boards as Tim Wanvig will keep it in at the point. Kushner racing after the loose puck. Waits for options, puts it right on Verdino's tape. He gets absolutely stonewalled there by Balla on a short side chance. Now numbers the other way. A 3-on-1 as Jacob King will pad that aside. Logan John not able to keep that in at the zone, and back and forth we go. Back the other direction is Tim Wanvig. Wanvig sends it across. Verdino on the other side, they score! Little tic-tac-toe play there for LSW. And they tie the game up at 2. LSW will extend their lead to 2, I should say. As we get another look at this. Tim Wanvig gets it up to Verdino, and the sick mitts there. A no-look pass there to Josh Kushner, who buries in the one-time wrister to double the lead for LSW. Shots now 6-4. They haven't updated that goal shot yet, but still, it's been a lot of offensive zone time here for Mr. Lemon Stick Wax, last year's club division champions for 2024, won the championship game over College Hockey Buzz, will play later tonight against a lot of their former players. More on that later on this evening. This is Terizzi try to get around Jack Turner. This is lifted out of there. And back the other way we come. Richie Williams sends it across right onto the tape of his Marist teammate of Boychuk, but he just goes over the crossbar a little too much with that high riser. May the other direction. Has Holsaffel right next to him, puts that shot 2 feet wide of the cage. Boychuk looking for another chance the other way, kept in there by May. Logan May sees that shot sticked away by Jacob King. LSW trying to clear the zone. This is flipped out the other direction. Jack Turner can't gain possession. Taken out of here by Turner. Turner looking to go short side, sends that one off the side of the net. 8:15 to go in period number 1. 2-0 LSW leads. That was nearly 2-1. That puck carried him through the blue paint. Terizzi right up for Turner. He couldn't corral it. He's able to still get a shot on to Jacob King, who will make a stoppage. And will freeze play. Taking a look at some of the standings here for the Jersey Pro League. Of course, Capper Hockey Services 2-0 here in the 2025 season so far. Same thing with the John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation. College Hockey Buzz and the Hockey House Podcast both looking for their first wins of the season. And both these teams towards the middle is they're part of the smattering amount of teams that are 1-1. LSW is 1-1. Same thing with Synergy. The winner of this game will go above 500. The loser will go below 500. Ty Vastola looking to triple the lead. Try to get the backdoor pass over to the 22 of Viola. The two Blue Hens can't connect. Now it's the Lion of Jakob. Puts a wrister on to King, who will kick that one into the corner. Sends it up to Vastola, who's trying to find O'Shaughnessy. Send it off of the high glass. Vastola will keep it in. Sends that one off the glass irregardlessly. This will go back into the Synergy into the ice, where it's McGee, the St. Thomas Aquinas College product for the ACHA Division III program. Gets it up to Daniel Jakob. Is blowing a tire. There was Viola. Vastola trying to track down Jakob. Jakob trying to put it on the stick of a teammate. Instead, he'll run all over to Ryan Solotist. Solotist looking for options. Instead, he'll find the 25 there of Cerdillo. Karabka will take it back into his own end. Hounded there by O'Shaughnessy. Past the midway point in period number 1, O'Shaughnessy nearly had a golden opportunity right at the doorstep, but couldn't capitalize on it. O'Shaughnessy will go down, want a tripping call, he won't get it. John will now scream down the near side, trying to play it over to Sordillo, but he just lost a little bit of the handle on it. Here comes Bruno, down the stretch, hounded from behind there by Holsaffel. And Logan John will take it once again. He's tied up there by Bruno once more. And Bruno on the poke check there will get it up to Kushner. Kushner waits for options, trying to get his second on a dirty dangle. Sends that over the crossbar. DiGeronimo now behind his own cage here with 6 minutes to go in the opening period. 2-0. Mr. Lemon Stick Wax leads as DiGeronimo lost possession of that for a brief moment. Sent back all the way over to Joey Wall. Wall will dump and chase. That one goes off the side of the cage there. Jack Turner will whack it off the back netting. Trying to get it up to Bruno. This is taken back the other direction here by Verdino. Verdino gets around one defender, trying to go short side. Balla will steer it aside. Josh Kushner on the other end. Waits for options. Back over to Bruno. A little skittering puck in the blue paint. Slapped away there by Balla. And we will get our first penalty here of the opening game. Looks like it's going to be a tripping call here. Against who? We'll have to see who it'll be. I believe this will be going in favor of Synergy Hockey, rather Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. It looks like it was Verdino that got tripped up there in the near corner. So drawing a penalty in the offensive zone will give the first penalty shot opportunity of the night here for either side. JT Verdino will take it. The product of Purdue Northwest will send one on to the Kent School. Goaltender of Tyler Balla, and not able to really get a shot off there was Verdino. A good poke check there from Balla will keep his team trailing by a pair. So 5:22 to go in the opening period of play. Still leading by a pair is Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. Thanks to goals from Josh Kushner, and it looks like Zach Taylor will get the official scoring for you here in a brief moment. Face-off win there, and Verdino nearly recapitalized on that in the low slot. Bruno trying to take that one away from Wall, a scattering. Over there for the vulcanized rubber. Taken back here by Verdino, sets it up for Kushner, and he's stonewalled there by Bala. Good pad save there from the Ridgewood, New Jersey native. But Tim Wanvig will keep this one into the zone. Wanvig and Verdino both digging at it in the corner along there with Logan John, looks like. Scratch that. That was Matt Terizzi there in the white helmet representing the University of Tennessee Volunteers. Wanvig still trying to dig at it there. Terizzi still fighting forward along the near side. Now Josh Kushner will join the fray, and Wanvig will come out with it. Trying to spin around the defense there, nearly taken down there was Wall. Now a little bit of an opportunity for Jack Turner the other way. Turner on a 2-on-0, and they score! Jack Turner turning a 2-on-3 into a 2-on-0 and poked one right through the 5-hole of Jacob King. And right back into this contest is Synergy. Getting another look at that play there from a familiar face. Jack Turner, part of the Rutgers University M1 program, and really good poke check there. I thought King had that for a brief moment, but just scored it through the 5-hole just a little bit, and Synergy now pulls within one. Final 4:12 of the opening period. Got a lot of University of Delaware boys on this Mr. Lemon Stick Wax team, but it's Synergy the other direction here. Karabko on the far side looking to make some magic happen. Taken back here by Archinako the other direction, and this will be back to Stevens. And I bring up the University of Delaware guys because our very own friend in the ACCHL world of James Witherite. Watching this game here this evening, watching a lot of his Blue Hen boys that he broadcasts over on the Delaware Hockey Network. Broadcasting a lot of things here on our partner, on our friend channel over at 412 Communications, or the 412 I should say. So I'd like to shout out James, all that he's doing. He'll be returning along with us for the College Hockey Sphere next year. We're hoping to see a lot of familiar faces in the ACCHL world for next season. Hopefully we'll see the University of Maryland guys with Andrew Rich and all of them. Hopefully we won't see Chris Pierce for Virginia Tech next year, but that program will hopefully remain alive. A lot of familiar faces both on the ice and off the ice here, and it's really a big family that we've got for all these broadcasters. A couple of Marist boys. They've got a good broadcast of their own. Can't keep the zone. Taking it back the other direction is Zach Taylor. Drives through a pair of defenders there for Synergy, trying to make some magic happen and bring this back to a 2-goal lead. 2-1 is your score here. Thanks to goals from Kyle Boychuk, Josh Kushner, and Jack Turner. A little bit of chaos in the low slot there, and here comes Logan May. Got ran into, tries to go between the legs, and he just missed by a foot. That is a move that we have seen him try to make a lot in the TCNJ, ACCH, or ACHA M1 level. We'll have to see Logan May make a couple of those moves, and we'll hopefully get to call a Mayday call later on in the season. But right now, taken here by Wall into the near corner. Turns it over, and Nicholas Viola will grab it. Sticks high in the air. 2 minutes to go in period number 1. 2-1 is your score. Jakob along the near boards once again. Trying to get around Wanvig, but Wanvig playing from one knee. Good block there, and he's trying to fight with Daniel Jakob on that. Wanvig with a little bit of time and space sent it off of his teammate, and Jakob's there to collect it for a brief moment. Jakob on it again, right to the doorstep, and just sent it a little bit wide. This will come all the way out into Synergy's end of the ice here, and taking it here will be Holsaffel. Looking for options the other way, and this is sent the length of the ice. Icing will be waved off here with 80 seconds to go in the first period. Turner looking to tie it up. This will find G. Geronimo, who puts that one right into the glove of Jacob King for stoppage with a lot of ones on the scoreboard. 1 minute and 11 seconds to go in the first period. 2-1 and a 1-goal lead here, and 13-12 are your shot ratios. Looking for one final chance to tie this game going into period number 2 is Synergy, but they're not able to win the draw. Nifty backhanded pass there from Boychuk will set up Josh Kushner, who's looking for his second of the afternoon. That's sticked away there by DiGeronimo and out of play. Looking a little bit ahead to tonight's game. Like we said, it's College Hockey Buzz taking on Homegrown Hockey. That'll get started at around 8:45 local time here from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House. Under a minute to go in period number 1. That one redirects into the corner. Taking it there is Kyle Boychuk trying to get around Nicholas DiGeronimo. And this will come up to Korobko down the far side, and he'll get on his horse. Rather, he'll get on his lion. Screaming down the far side, trying to roar in for the game tire. Looking for the wraparound chance in front. Denied there was DeFalco. Another good save there from Jacob King. 2 good saves in a row. 1:30 to go in the opening frame. This one just stays in play. And racing after it will be James Stevens. A lot of Delaware and a lot of Marist boys on this LSW program. Final 10 seconds of period 1. Verdino looking to take this 2-goal lead right back. Kushner had a shot, rolls off his stick. It's loose in front. Balla will make the save, and time will expire. 15 minutes down, 30 to go here in game number 1. And after 1 period of play, leading 2-1 as Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. We'll pause for a few moments before bringing you into period number 2 here at the Breakout Sports Broadcasting for the Jersey Pro League. And we are back after our brief intermission here. After period number 1 of play, 2-1, Mr. Lemon Stick Wax leads over Synergy Uniforms, and LSW had the opening 2 goals of the contest within the first 10 minutes. Kyle Boychuk got the game's opening goal, and assist there from Richard Williams, so the 2 Marist Red Foxes connecting to open the game up. And it was combined effort there from Josh Kushner, JT Verdino, and Tim Wanvig to double up the lead for Jack Turner, along with Luke DeFalco. Made it 2-1 to bring Synergy right back into the fray. We welcome you back to tonight's broadcast of the Jersey Pro League Club Division here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. My name is Trey Wright, and we're in the middle 15 minutes here. And game number 1, and Synergy has been playing with a little bit of offensive gusto in the late stages of that first period. However, this is iced all the way from the center ice logo. We'll have to see if this goes, if it was behind the red line. I believe it definitely was, so this will go into the Synergy's end of the ice. And right as I'm giving them praise for being a little bit more offensive there in the tail end of the opening period, the ice in will be an offensive zone draw for LSW. Mr. Lemon Stick Wax with JT Verdino trying to get things going here, looking for the back door was Balla. Clap bomb from Pistola, and that deflects off of DeFalco's skate. Still with it is LSW. Tim Wanvig rips one home, and it's into the glove of Bala. Oh, Tim can't believe it, and I don't blame him. That was an absolute robbery there from Tyler Bala. Call a cop, call Interpol, call whoever you need to do. That was a robbery. So LSW will get the opening couple of chances here in the second period, and finally, it'll come out here. Vastola in the far corner on his opposite end of the ice, trying to get things going defensively for LSW. Vastola backhands this one, intercepted here by May. May looking for the wraparound chance in front, trying to get it all the way over to Karobko. He's denied by King. May's not able to keep it in at the zone, taken here by his TCNJ teammate of Josh Kushner. These two adversaries on the ice here this afternoon, however. Kushner drops it back to Verdino, and Verdino beneath the goal line, trying to get it back up for Bruno. Rather, that was Boychuk who sends it over the corner. Archinako will fan on that dump-in pass. It'll come back the other direction here with Holsaffel putting this one over the net. A little bit more back and forth action here in period numero dos. LSW is the home team here, while Synergy is the road team. And trying to get things going on a 3-on-2. The other direction is LSW. 3 Marist Red Foxes trying to connect, and they cannot. They'll retain the zone for a moment, however. This is Williams in the low slot. Gets it across, and Karaming off of the iron. A shot there from Zach Taylor. And that didn't miss by much. He was able to beat Bala, but was not able to beat the crossbar. And this remains a 1-goal contest. Another offensive zone draw for LSW. Williams keeps this in at the point, goes off the stick of Jakob. Williams now trying to take after it. Jakob on the other way. Nobody able to keep it in. Will be taken back here by Archinako. Archinako across over to Stevens. Stevens dumps it in the other way. Taken back to the direction here by McGee. Up to Wall, who will put one into the high netting for another stoppage. Start and go play here. Start and stop play, I should say, in period number 2 so far. Off of the draw, Turner trying to win it, comes up to Wall. He's not able to corral it for a brief moment, comes back to Jakob, who just barely keeps it in. McGee trying to send it back the other direction here. A little bit of chaos in front, looking for the poke check. There was Wall. He was denied. LSW in a little bit of trouble as Wall will take this. Dropping it back over. Here's Jakob over in the far corner. Jakob sends it through the blue paint. Skittered around for a little bit. Will come back the other direction. Here's Boychuk down the near side. Puts one on that just goes off the pads of Bala. He'll get credit for the save. Wanvig will track down the loose change. Will chip it over to Vastola. Back in the other direction we go once again. Boychuk will send that one just a little bit high. This comes back to Vastola, trying for the backhander with O'Shaughnessy. Gets the follow-up opportunity. He's denied twice by Bala. Tyler Bala's been playing out of his mind so far in period number 2. 11:34 to go in the middle period. Trying to dig that one out of there is Vastola. 2-on-1, potentially a 3-on-1 for LSW the other way. Kushner to O'Shaughnessy. He's denied by Bala again. Tell you what, if there was ever a snake-bitten trophy in the Jersey Pro League, it certainly would be going to Griffin O'Shaughnessy. I think this is the 4th or 5th game as we're going to have a penalty called here. Not sure who it's on. And it's going to be another tripping call. And I believe this might be going against this might be going against Synergy. And it'll be Griffin O'Shaughnessy who we're talking about. We'll take in. No, it's going to be in favor of Synergy. Jack Turner was brought down. So Turner looking to knot the game up at 2, on to King, and puts one into the breadbasket. And the shootout drought continues. The penalty shot drought, I should say, continues for the Jersey Pro League Club Division. Had a couple of penalty shots go in last night for the pro guys. But for the club boys, not been able to really capitalize on those odd man rushes the other way. Putting in a spin cycle there was DiGeronimo. And this is taken all the way back here by Holsaffel. DiGeronimo touched up on it. Nearly taken it out of there was LSW. Kept in once again there by Viola. Viola try to get it all the way up. This is cleared out of here by Bala. Holsaffel sent it back the other direction. DiGeronimo lifted it up into the air. Nearly got ran over by Sordillo. And this is Solotis with a little bit of time and space. He'll go westbound and down the other direction. Send it up to Karabko. Waffle board in the air. Glove down with a hand pass there from O'Shaughnessy. Rather, that was Vastola. And nonetheless, Synergy touches up, and LSW will start from their own end. Long pass all the way up. O'Shaughnessy trying to corral that pass, and he is brought down, and he'll draw a tripping call. So O'Shaughnessy this time will indeed be taking the penalty shot here as he was brought down by the 4 of DiGeronimo. And now a chance for LSW to re-extend their lead to 2. Both teams have had a penalty shot opportunity in this contest. Both of them have been denied by the goaltender. O'Shaughnessy, mano-a-mano on to Tyler Bala. Trying to go between the legs and wasn't able to get a shot off. And everybody on the LSW bench did a little bit of a Bronx cheer there for Griffin O'Shaughnessy, who was trying to go between the legs. But instead, looked a little bit like Boston Bruins' Brad Marchand with the puck not even being able to reach the net. And it remains a 2-1 contest. Like we were saying before that fluttering of penalties, Griffin O'Shaughnessy, in the probably 7 or 8 games that have called for him at the Jersey Pro League level, it seems like before he gets his opening goal of the night, he's got about 6 or 7 chances where something goes wrong and 3 LSW skaters just about ran into one another. Cue the Three Stooges theme there, but they still lead 2-1. A little bit more fighting in the corner, down the near side, right in front of our videographer for tonight, Colton Reynolds. Colton will pan to the other side, as going westbound with it is Synergy. Looking for a beautiful wrister there was Wall. He is denied by Jacob King. After some nifty passing from a couple of TCNJ Lions. Approaching the midway point in tonight's contest, LSW leads by a goal. Off of the draw, Synergy will clear this the other direction. Rather, that's LSW who clears it. Icing is waved off. Now Synergy will send it down the other length of the ice. Karabko was not able to corral that loose change. LSW's got it. This is Josh Kushner down the far side. Kushner waiting for reinforcements and trying to tap it in for a putt was Butchuk, rather. Stevens will put it right on the tape of Archinako. We'll send it down. And Tyler Bala will set it up here for the St. Thomas Aquinas player of Alan McGee. And icing will be called against Synergy uniforms. Icing has been the name of the game. You think that we're in a bakery right now with how much icing we've got. Taking a look at some of the profiles here for some of these players, starting with Nicholas DiGeronimo. Actually plays for the Islanders Hockey Club USPHL Elite Program. As Ty Vastola wires and fires back on the other way, the rebound comes and they score. Mr. Lemon Stick Wax will bring the lead back up to 2 here on a rebound chance that was in the right place and right time. It's 3-1. And this starts right off the draw here for Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. You're going to watch, I believe this is Ty Vastola. Yeah, Vastola is going to send one right off the pads of Bala, and it finds Zach Taylor at the perfect place. And he's able to rocket one home on the putt in to bring the lead back up to 2. It's 3-1. So we're essentially right back to where we started from and going into period number 2. 45 seconds away from the midway point in tonight's contest. Looking for a little bit more there is Williams off of the pass from Wanvig. And it's Taylor on it once again. Taylor to Williams, firing as Williams, a high riser over the crossbar. Race for the loose change the other way. He comes up to Wall. Wall kicks it back to himself, looking to get a shot on, gives himself a little bit of space. Gets it back up. This is a Holsaffel, wires and fires and puts one onto the cage. Rebound comes right back over to Turner. He's denied twice there by King. Turner's on it again, puts one off the side iron. Terizzi back on it, trying to get it up to Wall. Wall up to Holsaffel, puts one on net. And Jacob King will say enough of this. And they'll cover up here. Cue the Bon Jovi, ladies and gentlemen. We're midway through tonight's contest. Past the 7:30 mark in period numero dos. It's a 3-1 lead here for Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. Game number 1 of night number 3. Night number 4, I should say, of the Jersey Pro League. Night number 3 for the club division here this week. Night number 4 for the JPL in total. A little bit of a weird chance there, but Synergy's not able to capitalize on it. Williams the other direction. And just a tad offside there was Kyle Butchuk, and he did not like that call. However, the Lions people will say that is indeed offside, much to the chagrin of the Marist line out there. LSW will win the faceoff. Archinako will get it all the way up to Boychuk once again. Boychuk takes aim, was going for the top right corner, missed it by about 3 feet. And Jakob will spin it around the other direction. He's poke checked there by an LSW skater. I believe that was Boychuk on it again. Jakob with a little bit of time, looking for some space, trying to get it back over to Logan John. He was tied up in the low slot. Jakob will back check back to the loose vulcanized rubber. Sends one off, can't clear it out of the zone. Here's Williams. He's got some space, puts one on the outside of the net. Zach Taylor's got it. Taylor tapping all the way and able to get a bar down. No! Griffin O'Shaughnessy thought he had a surefire goal, and I thought that was bar down. Somehow it stayed out. O'Shaughnessy on it again. He looks for options, trying to get it around. Williams can't get on it. I don't know how in God's name that did not go in. But like I said, Griffin is snake-bitten O'Shaughnessy, I think is what we're going to start calling him, as he'll send it in offside, and he is much not too pleased about that one. Goodness gracious. I'd like to see that replay if we've got it. But I could have swore that was the same thing that happened on that third goal. I believe it was actually Taylor who shot it in, went off of the pads of Bala, came to O'Shaughnessy, and it looked like he rifled it bar down. Everybody on the ice thought it was in, but the referee says that it doesn't go. And hey, whatever the man in the armband says, that's what goes on the sheet of ice here, and remains a 3-1 contest. May swimming around the net. Loses possession of it. Vastola will chip it back up. O'Shaughnessy can't corral it. Taken here by Viola the other way. Viola looking to find his Delaware teammate. Seam pass clogged up just a little bit. Here's Karabko, who turns it over to O'Shaughnessy. Now a little bit of space for O'Shaughnessy. 2-on-1 the other way. Trying to set up Viola. He is hooked, and he'll draw another call. So another penalty shot opportunity for LSW. They're 0 for 2 tonight. And maybe the third time is the charm here. Nicholas Viola will be the one taking the draw for Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. He has a brief word there with Joey Wall before he'll be getting on his way. Viola sends it out in front of himself. Now he'll go down the far side. In on to Tyler Bola. What a goal there from Viola. A little bit of sick mitts there from the Delaware Blue Hen, and he'll triple the lead. See if we can get another look at that, because that was dirty. You're going to see Viola start on the penalty shot the other way. And I think this is an interesting one thing here. I don't think he meant to kick him out in front of himself, but he starts down the near side. And oh my goodness, he absolutely baited Butler there, and hook, line, and sinker for a wide open right side of the cage. And it's 4-1 LSW. And finally, we got a penalty shot goal here. O'Shaughnessy's intended pass will go into the kitty corner. Taken out of here by DeFalco. A little bit of loose change in front. Sordillo trying to get on that one. He's not able to get it. Trying to wire and fire around the horn. This is kept in here by Bruno on the other side. Vastola. Kick it back up to Wanvig. 4:20 to go in period number 2. 2-on-1 the other direction. O'Shaughnessy all the way over, and looking to go on was Kushner, denied by Bala. Synergy on the rush play in the other direction. Here's Wall with Logan May right behind him. Wall was trying to split the D, and King will poke check that one out. Wall trying to get it over to DiGeronimo. Now I'll be able to keep that in the zone with Synergy, and it's Logan May who will drive the zone. May, what a goal! Holy Toledo, all the way from downtown. Logan May rifles it home to cut the deficit to 2. You talk about a dirty wrister there. What a goal from the fill-in player. And this is all Logan May. All the way down, cuts between 2 defensemen, and goodness gracious. What an absolutely filthy goal there from the TCNJ Lion. And talked about a little bit in the first period. We're hoping to see a little bit more of that in the 25-26 collegiate season. So brings the deficit back to where it's been for the majority of the contest, and looking to draw within 1 was Turner. Turner fighting forward in the corner. Still on it again down the short side, and clogging it up was Jacob King for a stoppage. Again, it's so funny to see all these familiar faces from so many different vehicles here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. We got all the TCNJ guys, both on either team, both in the Division I and Division II level. A lot of familiar faces there. Jack Turner, I believe, is the only Rutgers player on Synergy. It looks like he indeed is. John the other way. Shot through traffic, goes wide. Turner off the side of the net once again to no avail. John can't keep it in. Back the other way is Verdino. Trying to restore the 3-goal lead here was Verdino. Trying to come back here is Stevens. Spins around a couple of defensemen. Up to Wanvig, who tries to rifle one home. Didn't miss by much. Finds Kushner once again. Trying to keep it away from a couple of defensemen. Stick back in by Logan John. And Kushner will take it back in the other direction. Rather, that's Dan Jakob. Jakob is on it. Off of the pillows of Jacob King. Vastola will clear it out. Taken here the other way by Bruno. Bruno tapped in by Kushner. Kushner trying to play the play. Instead comes back up to Jakob. The 2 TCNJ Lions fight for the vulcanized rubber. Taken in the corner. Back across over. 2:29 to go in period number 2. Not able to keep that one in was LSW. Rather, yeah, it was LSW. Vastola will actually keep it in right at the near corner. Back with it is Sean Bruno. Bruno, the only Marist Red Fox on the ice here that's not wearing a red bucket. Vastola trying to fight forward right in front of Colin Reynolds, our videographer here for game number 1. It's Terizzi who's got it. 2-on-1 the other way. Terizzi took it himself. Off the mask it goes of Jacob King. And this one rattles all the way down the far side where it's taken here by May once again. Synergy with the counterattack. Under 2 to play in period number 2. That's how many goals Synergy trails by. Still got 15 more minutes to play here in period number 3 coming up in just a couple of moments. Richie Williams down the near side. Richie Williams with a little bit of a loose change in front. Wanvig's not able to keep it in. Here comes Turner the other direction. And way offside there was Synergy as Turner nearly got ran into there by Tim Wanvig, who was crashing in. And this will come out of the zone on the offside call against Team Synergy. Couple of really good goals so far in this one from either side. The most recent goal coming from Logan May, the only skater with a blank tarp. DiGeronimo fighting Richie Williams for the puck in the loose corner. 66 seconds to go in period number 2. It's taken back here by Synergy. Racing up the near side, going over the far side was Korobko. He'll turn it over. This is Boychuk who's got it. We'll send it back over to a fellow Marist Red Fox with Stevens. And the Marist line trying to get things going here for LSW. Williams trying to go between the legs on that kickback pass. Korobko will fall down. No penalty called. Thought Korobko may have caught a little bit of a stick there between the blades. Nonetheless, Synergy starts from their own end. Holsafel on the other direction, gets it up to Ryan Solotist. Solotist beneath the red line, will get it around the corner. Fighting forward is DiGeronimo, and he put his stick right into the midsection there of Stevens. 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Boychuk back across, Bolo with the stone wall, and it goes in anyway. Richie Williams kept pounding and pounding and pounding, and finally the Bolo wall fell down, and it's a 5-2 contest. 9 to go in the second. Gotta respect the tenacity there from Richie Williams. We get another look at it. He whacked about 3 times. Right on the pads there of Tyler Bala. I guess you could call it the Berlaw wall fell down. 5 seconds to go here, and back out to a 3-goal deficit going in the final 15 minutes of play will be Synergy uniforms. Half an hour down. With 15 minutes to go, we'll step aside for a couple of moments as we go into our second intermission. We'll be back in just a few moments for period number 3 in game number 1. Final 15 minutes of play here in game number 1 of our 4th night here in Newark, New Jersey at the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House. Here for the Jersey Pro League. My name is Trey Wright for Breakout Sports Broadcasting, and after 30 minutes of play, Mr. Lemon Stick Wax has opened things up to a 5-2 lead over Synergy Uniforms. Taking a look at a couple of goal scorers here for both of these teams. Started with 2 goals in a row here for Mr. Lemon Stick Wax with Kyle Boychuk and Josh Kushner. Then Jack Turner scored to make it a 2-1 contest. Zachary Taylor scored. Same thing with Nicholas Viola later on. Viola scored on the shootout, on the penalty shot. Then it was an absolute sick goal there from Logan May before Richard Williams scored to make it where we are right now, a 5-2 contest. I think it's safe to say that LSW could get the next goal here, and they've got a good chance the other direction. O'Shaughnessy, with a little bit of time and space, looking for the tic-tac-toe. Oh my goodness! Tyler Balla, highway robbery! Was that Tim Wanvig robbed again? We got to take another look at this. It looked like it was going to be a beautiful tic-tac-toe play and was going to go in regardless. Here's O'Shaughnessy right on it again, trying to get it with Sordillo, and from his knees, it was Wanvig who got robbed again. That is the second time that Tim Wanvig has been robbed in his completely hysterical fashion like that by Tyler Balla, as Synergy will ice this. And I got great on Tyler Balla, but man, I love Tim. I mention it all the time that I'm good friends with Tim Wanvig. He doesn't score a lot, but when he does, or in this case not like that, it's always in just the most spectacular way. But twice Tyler Balla becoming a brick wall that Wanvig can't navigate. And it remains a 3-goal deficit here. On it once again, Sordillo trying to rip one home that redirects all the way out of the zone. Here comes Wall with a one-on-one opportunity. Really good back check there from Wanvig, trying to take it away, and Wanvig all by himself trying to stick it up. Wanvig on a one-man mission. Got brought down there. A little bit of a sandwich between McGee and the linesperson. Sordillo spinning around back to O'Shaughnessy. It's taken the other direction here by Synergy Uniforms by Jakob. Jakob trying to get it around Williams there. Rather, that was James Stevens wearing 9. 4-on-2 the other direction. Here's Stevens looking for options. Back to Sordillo. Sordillo all the way over to O'Shaughnessy. Ball with another incredible sequence to keep his team within a trio. We'll get another look at that. It is just incredible save after incredible save as Williams got that to Sordillo. Sends it across. O'Shaughnessy not able to get a whole lot of mustard on the shot there. And Balla has been an all-star so far in this third period, but his team trying to reward him on the other end with a little bit of offense. Turner not able to keep that one in, and another odd man rush the other way for LSW. Good back check from Turner. He collides there with Kushner, and Terizzi will put this one onto the tape of Turner. 3-on-2 the other way here. For Synergy, Terizzi not able to handle that. Holsaffel not able to grab that either, and it's a 2-on-1, potentially 3-on-1 for LSW. Kushner back across, looking for Dino, another tic-tac-toe goal, or rather play denied. And Balla once again continuing to be a stonewall in net. So really highlight-worthy saves there from Balla here in the opening part of this third period of play. Ty Vastola trying to change that. A little bit of seam pass over to Bruno. Another odd man rush the other way. And Balla will glove that down, keeps the play alive. DiGeronimo not able to keep that one into the zone. Turner trying to race back the other direction with it. For Dino, collides there with Solotis. Terizzi will take it the other direction. Terizzi eastbound and down, puts one short side into the breadbasket of King. And we'll get a stoppage, 11:36 to go in period number 3. Five to 2, LSW leads. Here, as we approach the midway point in period number 3. Karabka will keep this one at the corner. Trying to drive all the way to the top of the zone. Gives himself a little bit of space, but turns it over, and here's Butchuk going the other direction. Butchuk trying to find Taylor. Butchuk still with it. Butchuk with the wrister, and it stays into the gear of Ty Bala. Bala with another good save there, and we're glad that we got a lot of people right now tuning in to watch tonight's coverage of the Jersey Pro League. Glad we could have everybody aboard here for tonight's doubleheader. Of course, game number 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals is not tonight. It is tomorrow night with a 2-day break between games 3 and 4 for some reason, even though there's no travel. Hey, it gives us a little bit more viewership. You're getting your hockey fix here tonight, and we're getting a pretty good one here in game number 1 of the evening. Brought down there was a Synergy skater, and a little bit of a breakaway the other way, and they still score regardless. One Synergy skater was brought down, and the other way, Logan John will bring it back to a 2-goal deficit. We get another look at that. We're going to get a clear as day. Look at this penalty here on Alan McGee, who was brought down with a little bit of a slash. And everybody in the chaos didn't realize, hey, Logan John's got some wheels, and he'll put it in short side. And a beautiful little move there to out-deke Jacob King. And the University of Minnesota Duluth product. We'll bring it back to a 2-goal deficit here. Synergy not going away in this one just yet. They still got a long way to go, but Tyler Bala has played really well so far in this opening contest, in this third period, I should say. Another good poke check there to underline that point. This team looking for a little bit more offense. Wall across, over to May, tap and goal, they score! Luke DeFalco with his first of the night. And that was all generated there by Logan May with his second point of the evening. And down to a 1-goal contest with 2 quick goals here from Synergy. That sequence all started with a good poke check there from Bala. Back the other way, was brought there by Wool, taps it back over to Logan May, and digging it right home. There was Luke DeFalco, and it's a 5-4 contest, exactly 10 minutes to play. Hold on to your hats, hold on to your butts, hold on to whatever you got, folks. This is going to be a barn burner here for the final 10 minutes of competition. Wall's on it again, now LSW starting to see the momentum shade away from them just a tad bit. They're looking to get things going the other way. Sordillo on the other side. Ball will clear it out again, nearly was redirected into his own net. DiGiacomo will take it over in the far left corner. He's hounded there by Sordillo on the far side. Sordillo trying to give a little bit of chase, he'll take it away. Up on the tape of O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy not able to get any sort of power on the shot. Trickles over in the left corner. Viola on the other side. Loads Vastola over to O'Shaughnessy, and the Blue Hands can't connect for a tie or a goal. Wanvig from the point. Shot redirects. Wanvig with a shot. Waffle boarded aside. Rebound comes to Sordillo. 9:07 to go in period number 3. Vastola sees that one deflected away through traffic from Turner. He'll get it up to Terizzi. Terizzi to Holsaffel. So we'll get it up all the way to Wool. Wool trying to get it away from O'Shaughnessy. Hand pass cleared out, and a 2-on-1 the other direction. Viola pitching it over. A little too hot there for Sordillo. He's not able to bring it down. Looking to make the Michigan move work. There was Viola, I believe that was, but he's not able to capitalize on it. Still racing after it is O'Shaughnessy. Couple of Blue Hens trying to jam it home on the short side. O'Shaughnessy's got it back. Taps it back out to Stevens at the point. Stevens through traffic, was looking for the redirect, comes back to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy on it again. Up to Sordillo. That one redirects off of Turner's skate. Back up to Wall. Terizzi trying to race after it. Icing is waved off. Terizzi nearly ran right into Stevens. Stevens will take it down the far side. Batted out of the air there by Joey Wall. Wall will take it back up to center ice for a brief moment. Sean Bruno with a one-tap pass over to Kushner. Josh Kushner, 1 goal already, trying to get it over to Verdino for the putt-in play. And he was a little bit behind the play. Board battle at the far side, comes back out to LSW. Pad save there from Ty Bala. He has been very strong so far in this third period. 43 for 48 so far tonight. Looking for another great save, and he got it there! Sean Bruno, welcome to being robbed by Ty Bala. He got it with a stick. Back the other way is Logan May, and he's not able to get it on net. Another really good save there from Tyler Bala as May on it once again. Synergy has come alive in the third period of this contest. Bruno across, right, that's Turner trying to get it up to Wall, and he'll deflect it into the net. And we'll get the replay of that save here loaded up. So it was May who turned it over in his own end. Now that's the wrong clip there, unfortunately, as this will flutter all the way up into the netting. Well, basically, Sean Bruno denied there by the stick of Tyler Bala. He's been playing like a madman in there, and his team has rewarded him. This period started out with a 5-2 lead for LSW. Now it's been 2 straight goals here for Synergy. And Mr. Lemonstick Wax trying to find that mojo that they had in the opening period. They still lead by a goal. Wanvig down the near side, taking aim, puts one right into the gear. And another stoppage on a save from Tyler Bala. 50th shot of the night here for Mr. Lemonstick Wax. 45th save of the evening for Tyler Bala. The Ringwood, New Jersey native proving why he is deserving to be here in the Jersey Pro League. Really, really good talent as Bruno wasn't able to get any sort of control of that pass. Neither was JT Verdino there. Both of those players were positioned a grade A prime scoring opportunity. Vastola with a tap in play, not able to get it in. And now a 3-on-1 for Synergy, nearly a breakaway chance. Here's Logan John, puts one on a Jacob King. Quickly will cover up here. Got his own rebound, nearly a little bit of a scrum in front of his office. I think that was just a natural reaction there from Ty Vastola, saying, hey, don't mess around with my goaltender, because that's his goaltender at the ACHA level. Now, they might not be on the same Delaware team. Vastola play on the AAU program, while King is the backup goaltender for the Blue Hens at the M1 program. That one goes off of the crossbar of James Stevens, and LSW can't catch a break in this third period so far. They've still put a crap load of shots here on the scoreboard, but haven't been able to capitalize on a lot of their chances. They have about 15 more shots than Synergy does, and they only lead by a goal. Looking to change that there once again was LSW. Denied in front was Richie Williams. Williams with 1 goal already tonight, looking for another. He has still got possession of it. Clap bomb in front, denied by Bala. Kept in there by Archinako at the point. And trying to drive in once again there is Boychuk. Boychuk taken down. Taken here by Synergy. This is Holsaffel who will skate it eastbound and down. Closing in the final 5. Count them 5 minutes of period number 3. Trying to kick him back to himself there was Jack Turner. He'll succeed for the most part. Turner gloves it back to himself, puts on the brakes, waits for options. Turner in the corner, looking for a little bit of space. He'll put it on himself, and King will stop it. .450 to go in period number 3. It is a brand new game. Now, what we saw throughout the majority of the evening, Mr. Lemonstick Wax hasn't relinquished the lead yet so far tonight. We led by a couple of goals here and there, and they've got another chance to re-extend the lead to 2. Another waffle board save there from Tyler Bala keeps his team within fray. Is the closest that this game has been here this evening. 5-4, Mr. Lemonstick Wax leads. Glove down there by Williams. Nearly wide open was Taylor, and a good block in the slot there from Jakob. Now Jakob will take it back the other direction. Got it to about the opposing blue line. Williams with time and space. 1-on-2, mission the other way. Now a little bit of space. Williams wires one high over the crossbar. Sordillo right in the near corner. Try to get it back up to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy, who has been robbed a couple of times here tonight. Not able to keep this one into the zone. Not able to get that one out there was, couldn't tell who that was. I believe that was DeFalco who couldn't keep that one out. Wanvig will get it up to Daniel Jakob, so a couple of BSB teammates connecting. Back in the other direction and not able to make a play there was Team Synergy. 3:35 to go in period number 3. When does Tyler Balla go to the bench is the million-dollar question that we find ourselves asking. May up to Turner. Turner looking for a little bit more options. Spins around from a couple of yellow and blue jerseys. Vastola turns it back over to Turner. Turner through traffic goes off of the pads there of Jacob King. Turner at the point again. Lifts it out. Glove down there by LSW. And still with it is Synergy. This is Wool who's still got it. He'll scream down the far side. Joey Wool takes aim and it's patted away by King. Turner still on it. Sending it out. How long does Balla remain in the net? Some heavy, heavy pressure here from Synergy uniforms. And King will finally say enough of this. Will freeze play. Gives his skaters a little bit of a breather here with 2:48 to play in the third. This was a little bit late. If that was maybe a minute later in the contest, I think Balla would have absolutely skated to the bench. Off of the draw, one here by LSW. Stevens sends it up to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy will get it onto the tape of Sordillo. Ryan Sordillo down the far side. Loads the gun for O'Shaughnessy. That's rifled into the netting by Tyler Balla. Few more crucial seconds ticking down. That was 16 more seconds that ticked down there in favor of Mr. Lemon Stick Wax. The clock is their enemy right now. With 2:32 to go, the longer this game goes on, the more stoppages we got, the more that's going to favor Team Synergy right now, who just needs a goal to try to send this game into the shootout. Turner's on in his own end. Trying to flip it back over here to Korobko. Korobko, he's bounded down on it once again. He'll blow a tire right in front of the RWJ Barnabas Health logo right along the half wall, and it sets up an opportunity here for Stevens. Stevens trying to take this one to the house. That one redirected. Nobody was home in the low slot in the yellow jersey. Korobko turns it over in the neutral zone. Sordillo's on it again. Loads the gun for Stevens. Another glove save there from Balla. His 50th save of the evening so far. 50 for 55 is Tyler Balla, and he had to find that little piece of vulcanized rubber there. Lost it in the equipment for a brief moment. Still trying to find it. Now he's found it. So we found our puck, and we will now have another opportunity to go playing here a little bit. Over at the corner. Trying to take this one out of Synergy. $1:45 to go in the third period. Balla remains in his crease. Now he was going to go for a brief moment, but a counterattack the other way here for LSW. Kushner looking to draw the nail in the coffin. Good pad save the other way. Balla patted that one away, taken out on the other side. Here comes Synergy. To the bench goes Balla, extra skater on, will go for Team Synergy. Holsaffel looking to put one on, sticked away there by King. Rebound came to DeFalco, but he wasn't able to do anything about it. 1:15 to go in period number 3. A scramble forward over in the corner. Jack Turner will take it away. Turner trying to find it all the way over. Kept in here by Turner once again. He gloves it down. Turner brought down, no call on the play. Back up to the point. Jakob not able to keep it in. Now he's got to keep it away from Sean Bruno. Bruno hunting the Lion down like a shark, but Jakob will keep it in. Jakob takes it in the offensive zone, drives around, looking to go short side. King will deny him. Puck still in play. Trying to get there is McGee. Under a minute to play in period number 3. Looking for it on chance was DeFalco. He missed wide. Rifling it down the other direction is Mr. Lemon Stick Wax, and they will ice it. 31 seconds to go in the third period, and this game is far from over, folks. Five to 4, Mr. Lemon Stick Wax leads. They have been in control of this game right from the get-go, but trying to change that here is Synergy Uniforms. They've got 31 seconds to play with. They've got the net empty, and they win the draw. Taking us back is Yakov. He shoots through traffic, waffle board in the corner. That'll flitter all the way down. Icing is going near the empty net, so icing will not be called. 19 seconds to go in the third period. One final chance here for Synergy. Turner looking for it, sends one through traffic. Terizzi with a turnaround chance, can't pull the trigger. That'll go out of the zone once again, now 10 seconds down. One final chance here for Synergy Uniforms. Turner's not able to keep that. Shot towards the empty net. It goes home right at the buzzer. Tim Wanvig will send one home. And he'll send Synergy home packing for the afternoon. 6-4 is your final. And finally, third time is the charm. I think it took Tyler Balla not being in the net there for Tim to finally put one in the back of the 4x6. But he is able to ice it here in the dying seconds of the contest. And 6-4 is your final. Mr. Lemon Stick Wax back above 500. And they will take the win here in game number 1. Tyler Balla had a really impressive game. 50 saves on 55 shots faced. But it will unfortunately be in vain, as his offense wasn't able to really do a whole lot except in period number 3. But they will be back later on this week. And we'll be back later on tonight for game number 2 of the night here in about 20 minutes time between Homegrown Hockey and College Hockey Buzz. Stick around here. We'll be back in just a couple of moments, ladies and gentlemen. And we welcome you back inside the glass here for game number 2 of tonight's doubleheader of the Jersey Pro League, live from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. My name is Trey Wright, and game number 1 of the night was a close one. It was a little bit of a barn burner, but nonetheless, we are set for a fantastic game number 2 here of week number 3. Week number 2, I should say, in the 2025 season. A couple of more familiar faces. And we're off and running. Apologize for the brief technical difficulties, but we're able to make the opening face-off here for game number 2 of the evening. Our technical director, Colton Reynolds, having a little bit of a heart attack here, but hey, we're able to get everything nice and going, and nearly an odd man rush there for Thomas Swartout. Nearly had a breakaway chance down the near side here for Homegrown Hockey, and now a chance for College Hockey Buzz going back the other direction. Meehan was nearly just a tad offside there. Looking to turn the zone was the 25 of S.J. Lecomte, the lone NCAA Division III player here on either side. Vincent Stoffel trying to take this away, but it's once again taken away by John Meehan, and the Quinnipiac Bobcat gets it back up to the product of St. Michael's, S.J. Lecomte. Lecomte will send it all the way into the corner. Will come back all the way over, where Homegrown Hockey will take it in the other direction. Kirillachev putting one on net, and it's steered aside by the CHB goaltender, Bo Solomon. Getting things going here a little bit early. One team with one shot apiece here for either side, looking for a redirect. Were Thomas Swartout, and I believe that was Tommy Boyle right in the low slot. Luca Carnamola dancing through the CHB, rather the HGH defenseman. Trying to take a stick of that was the 9 of Zach Gershner. One of the replacement players here filling in for either side. Gershner right in front, and it redirects home. The second we mention him, Zach Gershner is on the board here, and College Hockey Buzz will take a 1-0 lead. We'll take another look at it right here. Right as we mentioned, Zach Gershner, he's fighting for it right at the half wall. Trying to grab that was Lecomte as well, I believe. And sending it right on silver platter for Lecomte, and I think Colin Helkowski had maybe have tipped that home. We'll get a look at the official scoring here, but how about that for Zach Gershner? Right as we're trying to find him on Elite Prospects, he at least adds on. That contributes a little bit to this 1-0 lead. That one's tipped right over the camera. Emily Cotter, videographer here for game number 2. Praying she doesn't get hit. That would not be fun, because I'd probably run down there and make sure she's okay. Face-off will come back to center ice here. Trying to grab it, that's the other way, and they score! What a dart there from Matthew O'Donnell, and he'll tie the game at 1. I believe that was Ben Meyer who rifled that one home. Grabbing a quick look at that one, that was right off of the draw, and Homegrown held no punches. Lifting that one was Teens, and he found Ben Meyer, who's wearing Matthew O'Donnell's jersey. right down Broadway, and firing one right back over the bow is Homegrown Hockey. That's a 1-1 contest. Here comes Teets, rather swore out on it once again. Product of William Patterson University. In fact, pretty much everybody here for HGH, a part of William Patterson, trying to take the lead here. Once again, on it was Meyer. It comes back to Teets. Up to Jason Lastra at the point. Lastra rifles one through traffic, misses a little bit wide of the cage. Zach Gold trying to find this one once back. Taking it in the other direction here was College Hockey Buzz. Now they turn it over. Teets on it again, looking for Meyer on the seam pass. That was denied there by the 10 of Gavin Jacoby. CHB trying to grab it, but just a tad offside. It's a little bit funny of this matchup here between HGH and College Hockey Buzz, because remember the William Patterson boys from last year pretty much made up the entirety of the College Hockey Buzz program. They moved over to Homegrown Hockey, even took the color palette just a little bit there with the multiple shades of blue. College Hockey Buzz electing to go with a little bit of a Vegas Golden Knights design here for the 2025 season. CHB, one of the two teams that is 0-2 so far in 2025. John Meehan looking to retake the lead here for CHB. Gets it back to EJ Gley, who turns it over in the offensive zone. And here comes Meyer back in the other direction. Meyer on it, rifles it through traffic. That's stick to side. Looking for the wraparound chance on the other way was Homegrown Hockey. They're not able to turn it. Meehan up to Helkowski. Back over to Meehan. Is trying to get it back to Helkowski, and the TCNJ Lion trying to take it away from Meyer. So it is Matthew O'Donnell who's wearing 27 and Meyer who's wearing 88. At the top of the point, Meyer will block that chance there from Ryan Kaiola. 3-on-2 the other direction here. Anthony O'Brien, the New Jersey 87, that'll be going to William Patterson University next year. We'll get it back to his fellow William Patterson commit and fellow 87 of Alec Osher. Puts one onto the pads. Gley will take it down the far side. Puts it onto the stick of his TCNJ teammate of Helkowski, but this is Meyer with a lot of open ice here. Carnamola trying to take it away. Still holding firm with him. Meyer looking for a shot there. He's denied. So Meyer is actually looking for his first goal here, while trying to play that was Matthew O'Donnell. But it's Helkowski down the far side, looking to go short side there on to Kevin Brennan. High riser goes us too high. Comes up to Thomas Swartout. Swartout crashing in. Somebody's stick flung all the way to the other end, and Swartout will draw a penalty shot. Couldn't tell whose twig that was. I believe that was Ryan Kaiola's stick that was launched the other way. I thought it was going to take down the referee. But nonetheless, our first penalty shot here of game number 2. We'll see what Thomas Swartout is able to do. We've seen him plenty of times on breakaway chances all across our coverage of both Rutgers University hockey and TCNJ University hockey as well. We'll see what Swartout will do. Starts on the backhand just a little bit. On to Bo Solomon, and what a dangle there from Swartout. He scores. We saw that similar move in game number 1 there from Nicholas Viola. Well, they start a little bit over on the left-hand side of the ice. They're able to kick it back to themselves, and they sell the bait on the left-hand side of the net, and they go towards the right. And it's the same thing. Faked like he was trying to shoot to the left, and just backhands it in on the open chance over on the right side, and it's 2-1 HGH. Now trying to take it back the other direction here was CHB, but it's HGH the other direction. Losing a twig there was a player, and Bo Solomon just barely kicking that out to keep his team down by 1. Trying to change that was Barbieri, who was screaming on the near side, and here's a breakaway. Lecomte with a bar down goal, he scores! Only 5.5 minutes into game number 2, and I think it is really, really confident of saying we're going to see a scoring derby here in this contest. Immediately getting another look at that, and that was a complete breakaway chance there in Lecomte right down Broadway, bar down. Top shelf, right where Mama hides the cookies. He ties it at 2. Well, we're right back to where we started from, 6 minutes removed in this contest, tied at 2. Gavin Jacoby will now take it down the near side. Was looking for a redirect there from Gershner. But it's Barbieri who will send it off for the half wall, trying to get it up to Kirillichev. Icing will be waved off as Swartout is the first one there. Swartout wraparound chance denied by the pads of Solomon. Jacoby back in the other direction with it. Lecomte with 1 goal already. Taking it down the far side. Brings it back up here. Gershner had it, lost it. Lecomte will take it back to himself. Lecomte trying to find Kaiola, but he's tied up by a couple of William Patterson and Rowan players. Kirillichev will send it back down the far side to O'Donnell. O'Donnell will drive back to Kirillichev. Kirillichev trying to split the entire defense, he did, but can't get it past Bo Solomon. We remain tied at 2 with a stoppage. HGH controls the draw. Trying to drive the zone there was Evan Vidola. Scratch that, that was Alec Osher. Got the threes mixed up on the scorecard just a little bit. Trying to get this one out of there was Meehan over on the far side, and Meehan will indeed lift it out. This will squirt all the way down the 200 feet of ice here. An icing call will be called, and now that both teams have fired a grand total of 4 goals across the bow, I think we're going to start to see a little bit more of a conservative effort here. Of course, both these teams, they've got an opportunity, they're going to try to smoke them. But already midway through the first period, it has been a wild one. So far, 7:43 to go in the opening period of play. Jason Lastra trying to take this one away from a couple of CHB skaters. Helkowski nearly ran right into O'Donnell in the corner. Osher right at the point. Pitches it back over to Tommy Boyle. Boyle right down Broadway, and he has his stick lifted. That's up into the netting of out of play. Like we're talking about a little bit earlier, Zach Gershner playing for the New Jersey Junior Titans of the NA3HL. Playing here in relief of a couple of players here. For College Hockey Buzz, this is Kaiola down the far side, and Meehan will collect the loose change. Meehan with a dirty dangle back to the top of the point, looking for the redirect, and Brandon caroms that one off of the high glass. Meehan's got it again, brought down. A little bit of leg-on-leg action there. Taken back by Osher, stick lifted there by Kaiola, but taking it back here is Stoffel. Again, this is going to be a preview of what William Patterson is going to look like for next year. Minus Teets and Swartout. And I forget if Lastra was a junior or a senior last year. We'll double check. But the majority of these players coming back here for William Patterson in 2025, 2026. And they got some new blood with Anthony O'Brien. They've got, even though he's not here, Frankie Smith, the backup goaltender here. O'Brien, who else do they got? They had Smith, they got Alex Osher. Just looking to turn around the zone there was HGH. A little bit of action in front. Nobody in white was able to cash in on the loose puck on the doorstep. Still on it was Homegrown Hockey. Matthew Barbieri trying to cash in. Jacoby will scream all the way down the left side. Taken away here, once again, by HGH. On it down the other side was Sean King. O'Donnell down it once again. He'll turn it over in the offensive zone, but he tracks back for it. Helkowski with a one-touch pass back over to Gavin Jacoby, who's poke-checked away. This is taken back here by Gershner. Helkowski on the vulcanized rubber once again. He'll send it into the opposite corner where O'Brien will track back for it, hounded there by Gershner. Meyer now trying to get after it, puts it right on this tape of O'Brien. O'Brien transitioning from far to near side, stick lifted there by Lecomte, and this will come back to the 88 here of Meyer. Meyer wiring and firing, that goes off of the shoulder of Solomon. He's not able to corral the rebound. Here's Lecomte on a breakaway once again. Lecomte with one goal already. He can't corral it this time. Kevin Brennan this time got the better of him on that mano-a-mano opportunity. So those two tied in the odd man rush breakaway opportunity play. Remains a 2-2 contest with under 5 to go in period number 1 as Kevin Brennan will slow this up for Alec Osher. Osher over in the far corner trying to drive it all the way up to King. Taken here by E.J. Gley on it again. Corralling it there is Sean Burke. Ryan Burke, I should say, on the vulcanized rubber, trying to get it back over to Gley. He can't hold on to it. Gley's back on it again. Nearly got ramrodded by a couple of players. They score! It's S.J. Lecomte once again to give CHB their lead right back. 2 in a row for Lecomte. And the St. Michael's product. 1 goal away from a natty hattie. We get another look at it. Digging at it in the corner there was College Hockey Buzz, and right on a silver platter in the low slot. And Lecomte with 2 goals in a row will make it a 3-2 contest. 5 goals so far for either side, and still got 4 minutes to go in period number 1. I seriously think that Homegrown Hockey is going to tie this game up at 3. Osher looking for that once again. That gets tangled up in a couple of players' mitts. It's a 3-on-1. Kirillachev puts one a high riser just over the crossbar. Osher trying to dig after it. Comes back to CHB. Osher still trying to whack out the loose change. Comes to Swartout. Back on the other side. Bo Solomon with a denial on Roman Kirillachev. Bing bong, doors are closing, says Big Bo Solomon. Which is ironic because he's a Philly boy. I don't know what the SEPTA trains sound like. The SEPTA trains sound like when their doors are closing. Swartout on it again. Kirillachev right at a 7 o'clock. He's driving through the zone and he'll take it right back. You say you want to deny me once, you're not going to deny me again. It's 3-3. Scoring derby it is indeed as Kirillachev will tie it up. We'll get another look at that sweet sequence. All started in Homegrown Hockey's own end. Swartout had it. He had Kirillachev right at 7 o'clock, and what a split move there from the future Rowan Prof. A little bit of a 7-10 split there, to use a bowling analogy, and he makes it a 3-3 game. Jacoby down the near side, puts one on net that fluttered through the blue paint for a brief moment. Comes back to Kirshner. Not able to put that one back into the zone. There was College Hockey Buzz. Trying to flip it back over. Here was CHB. Osher trying to fight for in the corner with it with Gershner. Finally comes back. And looking to retake the lead here with CHB back on the other way. Brennan was on his rear end, but puck didn't come anywhere near him. Back on the other side is Carnamola. And holding this one up will be Kevin Brennan. A wild opening period of play so far in game number 2, and already halfway home to the goal scoring that we saw in game number 1, a 6-4 victory for Mr. Lemon Stick Wax over Synergy Uniforms. And we're seeing it right here, right now. Laster will pop this down. It's a foot race back for it. Teets will win it. Trying to get around the defenseman there was the William Patterson Pioneer, but it comes back to Helkowski. Helkowski trying to dig after it, taken away here by Boyle. Boyle right at the line will turn it over to the offensive zone. And Gershner looking for options. He turns it over. Teets trying to race after it. Sends one just a little bit wide of the cage. There's Boyle on it once again. Teets will slow it up just enough for Osher to grab it. Puts one on net. And Solomon will cover it up. Bo Solomon, the product of Temple University, playing for the Owls. ACHA Division I program. See a lot of them this year, potentially when TCNJ will be on the road and play host to the Owls. That is then, this is now, and Jason Lastra puts one right onto the right pad of Solomon, who put it in the corner. Trying to clear it out as College Hockey Buzz, and they will. Lecomte with 2 goals already, looking for a third, trying to dance around Osher, but Osher won that battle. Lecomte still on it again, trying to deke his way through the entire defense. Comes back to the top of the point here for CHB. EJ Glide trying to race after it, comes back to the 2 of Burke. Burke not able to get that down. It's Teets on a one-on-one the other direction. Lastra racing back up. Teets will try to take aim for the top right corner. Denied there once again by Solomon. And under a minute to play here in period number 1. And it has all been a goal-scoring derby here in this contest. 3-3 is your score, and we still got time for 1, potentially 2 more goals here. Both of these teams with very, very explosive firepower, and nearly underlining that point was O'Brien. High riser rifles over the crossbar. This comes back out in the neutral zone, where Homegrown Hockey will track back into their own end here. O'Brien had it on the tape for a brief moment, comes back up here. This is the 13. I believe that might be Anthony Barbieri. Meyer trying to dig after it again. 25 seconds to go in the first period, and what a web gem from Solomon. It was going way over the crossbar, but he's still able to make the grab. And I think if you were a shortstop in the major league level, or even the collegiate level, you'd be proud of making that quick snag. .22 to go here in period number 1. And in all likelihood, we're going to start this second period like we started the first. Tied at 3 goals apiece. Kiola trying to change that narrative. He's screaming down the near side. Puts one on, a little bit wide of the cage. Final seconds will tick down. Lecomte looking for one more play, but not able to get it in time. Was the 19 of Zach Gold. A wild opening period of play here with the shots 10-7 in favor of Homegrown Hockey, rather College Hockey Buzz, but we're tied at 3 goals apiece. We'll step aside for a couple of moments. A wild opening 15 minutes of play here in game number 2 of tonight's doubleheader for the Jersey Pro League Club Division. Here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, my name is Trey Wright. And after 1 period of play, College Hockey Buzz and Homegrown Hockey tied at 3 goals apiece within the opening 15 minutes. Buckle up, batten down the hatches, and hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a good one here in game number 2 of our 4th night in a row here at the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. A big thanks to the Hockey House and the New Jersey Devils for playing host to the Jersey Pro League for the 3rd year. Glad to have everybody aboard as the JPL continues to grow and grow, both in size and popularity, and especially in size, with 8 teams being added to the slate here for the Jersey Pro League Club Division. And one of those new teams here tonight with Homegrown Hockey is College Hockey Buzz, one of the stalwarts from last year, still looking for their first win of the season. They're 0-2. thanks in part to a couple losses, but they're trying to change that narrative right here. A couple of players fall into the ice. As Luca Carnamola tries to take that one away from Ben Meyer. Thomas Swartout will join the fray, and it's wired back in here by Meyer. Kiola trying to send this one coast to coast, and they'll do so in time. But look, instead of going north to south on that pass, it'll go east to west. And we'll go back into the eastern portion of the rink for another stoppage. Face-off controlled here by HGH as O'Donnell tried to lay that one into the cage. A little bit of offsides there against HGH, and trying to get that one back there is Ryan Kiola. Drops it back to Zach Gershner. Gershner, tape-to-tape pass all the way up to Nick Azzarello. I believe is wearing number 9 here for College Hockey Buzz. We'll get that confirmed here in just a moment. Another stoppage, this time on the other side of the rink. Taking a look at a couple of shots here. It was actually, so Brian Atwell is actually wearing number 9. My apologies. We'll have to add that to the roster, but Brian Atwell got the goals opening game here for College Hockey Buzz. Then Matthew O'Donnell and Thomas Swartout scored 2 consecutive goals to make it 2-1 HGH. And 2 straight goals from S.J. Lecomte made it a 3-2 game for Roman Kirillichev. Made it, and now taking the lead right back is HGH. And I believe that was Matthew O'Donnell once again, and it indeed is. So looking at the scoring charts there, not sure how this play developed. Oh, and that is a dirty way for that play to develop right there. A house call for O'Donnell. And he'll get his second tally of the night, and it's 4-3 early in the second. Lecomte on the other way, looking for the hat trick there. Nearly had it was Brennan, and it somehow stays out. Wiring and firing, waffle boarding in the corner there from Brennan. That was a shot from Burke. He'll be on it again. Rifles it through the corner, trying to get it back up to Jacoby. Jacoby not able to grab it. Taken back the other direction here by Kirillichev. Puts it right onto the tape of Swartout. Trying to drive the zone, taken away by Jacoby. 3-on-3 the other way. Staying on sides is College Hockey Buzz. Lecomte will try to track back with this one. Swartout trying to take a little bit of a stab at it. And this comes back to Gold. Gold up to Helkowski. Helkowski. The young 19-year-old from TCNJ will take it back to Gavin Jacoby. Up to Burke. Way over the glove of Kevin Brennan, but it was going wide anyway. Trying to fight forward in the corner is Barbieri and Helkowski. Back in the other direction with it. 12:08 to go in period number 2. Here comes Homegrown, a 3-on-3 situation. Boyle drops it back over. Here's Teets trying to wire and fire. Missed on the initial chance, trying to send it in the slot. Nobody was home. Bo Solomon says enough with this rubbish, and he'll cover it up. Once again, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's coverage of the Jersey Pro League. Got 22 people watching right now. I'd like to thank all 22 of y'all tuning in to get your hockey fix here this evening with the Stanley Cup Final. Game number 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals being slated for tomorrow instead of tonight. We're glad that everybody's able to get their ice hockey fix here with the Jersey Pro League, and it's been a high-scoring contest. It's been a little bit of a physical contest with a couple of skaters running into one another. This will go down the length of the ice for an icing once more. Got a lot of action at both ends of the ice here. Got a lot of action on the scoreboard as well. 4-3 as we approach the midway point in the second period. About 4 minutes away from that point. Shots right now, 21-10. The shot ratio after one was actually 18, not 10, 18-7. A little bit hard to see over the netting. And trying to tap one home was HGH. That was O'Donnell looking for a hat trick. Lastra on it again, sends it between his legs. Trying to get it back here, however, is HGH, and they will. Osher right to the point, nearly gunned down there by Meehan, and Meehan trying to get a little bit of time and space. Atwell's not able to take it in back in the other direction, and this will be taken here by Jason Lastra. Spins it around, gets it all the way up. Osher trying to put it back onto the tape of Lastra, who was looking for the back bar down backhander. Just sent it a little bit too high over Solomon's shoulder. Glide sends it back over. Tape-to-tape pass all the way over to Ryan Kaiola. Kaiola down the far side. Try to spring Atwell for his second. No dice. And the counterattack goes Homegrown Hockey. Lastra on a 2-on-1. Misplayed the puck for just a brief moment. Trying to drive after that is Zach Gershner. He's sending it up to John Meehan, but a little too far in front of Meehan. Icing will be waved off. Taken back here by O'Brien. Try to put it on the stick there of Sean King to no avail. This is dumped in by College Hockey Buzz. 10-10 to go in period number 2. Nearly running into his future teammate was Osher, but he puts it on to Meyer's stick. O'Brien not able to just bat it down. Jacoby now down the far side. Sends it coast to coast all the way over to Luca Carnamola. Carnamola looking to be the second Ramapo Roadrunner to score today. Was looking for the wraparound, was denied. Carnamola keeps it in, and now he'll immediately bring it back out of Sean King. Meyer trying to race after it with Kirshner. As Gershner and Meyer colliding, the two fill-in players, were trying to race after it, and Gershner will win that battle for the time being. Gershner tried to send it up to Helkowski. Instead, he'll get it back to LeCompte. Way offside was College Hockey Buzz, and King will send it back the other direction. Here's Meyer to try to chase after it. Meyer and Gershner racing after it once again. Comes back to Kaiola. Puts it right on this tape of LeCompte. Gavin Jacoby will steer it around Matthew Barbieri, who's now got his regular jersey on. Jacoby will put one on short side of Brennan, and we'll get a stoppage with 9:05 to go. So Barbieri's now got his own jersey, and I'm trying to figure out who the number 13 for Homegrown Hockey would be. We'll relay that information to you once we get it. Nonetheless, some dirty deking moves there from Zach Gold. Really doesn't come to any avail here. Gold's back on it. Steers it back up to LeCompte with 2 tallies already. We'll get it back up to Burke at the far side. Burke tried to pitch that one backhander. Looking for the wraparound was LeCompte. A little scramble in front of the cage. Still it's loose, and Swartout will say enough of this. He'll try to clear it back in the other direction. Gold persists, however. He's looking for a golden chance. Back on the other side. Rebound comes right back over to Burke. Bodies go flying all over the place. Somehow, the puck stayed out. We'll get another look at that. Goodness gracious. That was quite a sequence. It all started with Gold with some dirty dangles on the other side. Brennan in desperation flies all the way over. And somehow, we remain in a 4-3 hockey game. I believe this is the longest we have gone in this game without either team recording a goal. About 4 minutes so far, and nearly making me eat my own words there was Ryan Burke. Helkowski wires it up. Brennan will make the initial save. Rebound comes back over. Trying to grab it there is Gold on it again. Pitches it down to his own side of the ice. Had to be careful that Thomas Swartout didn't take that one away. Burke back over to Gold. Taking it out of his own end is Atwell. Back over to Gold. Seam pass all the way down to Burke. Nearly ran into, and now a 3-on-1 for College Hockey Buzz the other direction. Back over across, they score! Colin Helkowski with one hell of a blast right from the Ovechkin office. He ties it at 4. What a shot from the TCNJ Lion. As we get another look at that. Start with a good play, coming across the center ice logo there. And just what a beautiful pass, and right in that tiny little envelope on the top left corner. Like we said, Helkowski with one hell of a blast there to tie things up right at the midway point here in period number 2. We're on pace for these two teams to be tied at 8 goals apiece by the time the regulation horn sounds. Lastra trying to bat that one out of midair, sent the other way by Gershner, and this is taken here by Osher. Osher flipping in front of a couple of his own teammates as Glei, I should say, nearly made them pay with an offensive zone turnover. Lastra goes the other direction. Lastra trying to split the defense and got caught right at the 11th hour. Lastra and Lecomte were fighting for, comes back to Gershner. Gershner flips it over. Lecomte was trying to wheel and deal. Boyle couldn't keep it in at the zone. Lecomte will win that battle, sends it over into the referee's crease. This is Meehan who puts it right on the tape of Lecomte. Lecomte back up to Meehan. Meehan trying to split the defense. Cage was wide open. Carnamola couldn't get a shot off. Carnamola still on it. Rifles it all the way around the high glass. Finds Gershner at the point. Gershner up to Lecomte. Lecomte back to Meehan. That combination has worked wonders so far tonight. Gershner is not able to keep that one back in. He pitches it out. All the way down the other side. It's the captain of Teats. Back up to Thomas Swartout. Swartout trying to drive it around. He's about a head taller than pretty much everybody here of College Hockey Buzz. Two tall lads of Austin Teats and Thomas Swartout here for Homegrown Hockey. Lastra trying to pitch it in on the backhander. Goes behind the cage. Gershner trying to tap at it. Still comes back to Teats. Gershner is on it. Got it up to Gavin Jacoby, and now Jacoby trying to send Atwell on his horse. Atwell with a dirty move to get around. He scores! What a goal from Brian Atwell. Gives the lead right back to College Hockey Buzz. I got to see that one more time. Good night, Irene. All started with that play there from Gershner, sent it up to Jacoby, and then Atwell, one dirty move, two dirty moves, sent two players' jockstraps into orbit. Goodness gracious, great pulse of fire. What a game we have had as Atwell was looking for the hat trick denied by Brennan. I got to do a face cam for this third period of play to record some of the faces that Colton Reynolds has been having in this game. You know what? We're gonna have a reaction cam right here and right now, and we might post it later on. But this has been no other way to put it. One heck of a game so far here in night number 2. Back over on the other side with it was O'Brien trying to jump after it here. This will come back to Carnamola. Lifts it all the way out. Glove down here by O'Donnell. Trying to grab that one was Jacoby, and Carnamola comes back over to Meyer. Meyer wearing the 88 of Austin Teats' practice jersey and trying to dance around that was Sean King. 4:06 to go in period number 2. O'Donnell on it again. O'Donnell trying to drive the defense. Loose puck right at the doorstep. Somehow it stays out. Bo Solomon keeps his team up by a goal by the skin of his teeth. Loading the gun on the other way was Homegrown Hockey. Or denied. O'Donnell still on it. O'Donnell trying to get around the defense, but it comes back to Carnamola. He'll send it back the other direction. Carnamola on the 2-on-1. Finds Helkowski once again. This time he misses. Was looking for that same play, and he just missed by about 2 inches. Breakaway opportunity. They score. Roman Kirillachev puts one 5-hole right through the Temple Owl, and we're tied at 5. I don't know what is going on, folks. This has been a barn burner, to say the least. So we get another look at the replay. Couple of good chances, then all alone right down Broadway was Kirillachev. I think he got it through the 7-hole and not the 5, but still. They don't ask what hole it went through. They ask, hey, did you turn the red light on? And I can confirm that the light was blaring red. Lecomte all the way over. Guy on the other side and denied there was Brennan. Back and forth we go. This has been nothing short of a shooting gallery here in the second period. 5-5 with 3 minutes to go. Tapping at that one was Glide. Still it is loose, and College Hockey Buzz trying to retain the lead here. Kirillachev on the other way. 3-on-2, now a 4-on-2. Kirillachev will now turn to a 2-on-1. Sends it back over. What a back check from Halkowski. Got it away before Osher could take the lead. Flipping it back out once again is Glide. Puts it right on the tape of Lecomte. Lecomte to the other side of Halkowski. Try to get it back over to his TCNJ teammate of EJ Glide, but to no avail. This comes back to Kaiola. Gershner on the other way. Sends it all the way down, and we'll finally have a whistle that is not for a goal in this sequence, and I think we got to collectively catch our breath here. I think it was about 4 minutes since our last non-goal stoppage of play. It shows how bat guano insane this game has been, ladies and gentlemen, so far. It has been such a treat to watch, such a treat to call. And there's just nothing like back and forth hockey. Neither of these teams have been able to take a solid lead as Lecomte lost it in the offensive zone. Osher's on it once more. Sends it back up to Kirillachev, who is looking for a hat trick. I think we got, what, 3-4 players that are due for a hat trick? Gershner is on it. We'll send it back in the other direction. And my apologies, there was actually, so it was Zach Gershner who got the game's opening goal. It was not Brian Atwell. Kaiola the other direction, trying to put one 5-hole right through Brennan. And he's just able to squeeze the wickets at the 11th hour. $1:34 to go in period number 2. This has been, this game just keeps on getting crazier and crazier, folks. And buckle down and batten down the hatches for an incredible period number 3 that is sure to be just as insane. This is lofted all the way down. We'll get another icing call with 1:26 to go. 8 more seconds ticking off. Closing in on the end of period number 2. We still got 15 more minutes after this. And imagine if this was game number 1 of the night. Game 1 was very close on its own. And I'm glad that, you know, we've had a lot of games so far here in 2025 as that one rifles out of the zone or out of play, so we'll get another stoppage right to where we were. You know, there have been a lot of very close games here in the Jersey Pro League club division. You know, and it's a product of it being 5-on-5. You know, last year we still had a lot of close games where they were high scoring. This one is in the realm of possibility as here's O'Donnell on a partial breakaway. Put one off of the high glass and out of play. You could hear that one rifle off the glass, and I think that had enough energy on it to potentially break the glass if he hit it in the right spot. I think that's something we haven't seen in the JPL level yet, is somebody breaking the glass on an absolute howitzer. Now that I said that, somebody will probably do that on the shift, and trying to do that was HGH. To no avail. I haven't seen broken glass yet. We've seen it nearly hit our camera operator here in this game alone. We've nearly seen a couple of our camera operators nearly get whacked over the years. 2-on-1. Here's Atwell trying to split the D, and we're going to get a penalty called here. It's going to go in favor of College Hockey Buzz. Trying to rifle that one short side was Atwell. But we will get a holding call going against Homegrown Hockey. And I'll have to see who it was again, or who drew the penalty. I believe it may have been Atwell or Halkowski. And it was indeed Brian Atwell. So Atwell will skate across the New Jersey Devils ice logo. He'll go on to Kevin Brennan. And puts one right over the blocker of Brennan and scores. And just like that, College Hockey Buzz is back out in front. Touchdown is complete. So grab another look at that as Atwell started off a little bit more towards the left-hand side, transitioned right down the gut, and put one actually just underneath of the glove of Brennan there for the go-ahead goal to make it a 6-5 contest. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Gold trying to get it over to Lecomte, but he was denied. Still back over. Carnomolo's pass deflected away there. Here comes Lastra. Nearly a breakaway opportunity. Here's Teets right onto Solomon. Put it right onto the gear. I'll tell you, both of these defenses haven't done a really good job of back-checking. And on the flip side of things, it has provided some really, really good breakaway chances. And it's provided a lot of goals so far. And it's just been a really, really good contest so far. 6-5 with 13 seconds to go. College Hockey Buzz trying to get their biggest lead of the night. 7 seconds to go. One final chance for HGH to tie things up going into period number 3. O'Donnell with a chance. Tied up there by Lecomte. Well, like I've been saying a lot, buckle down for this third period of play because it is going to be absolutely bonkers here. We'll step aside for a couple of moments. 15 minutes to go here in period number 3. We'll be back in just a few. "30 minutes of high-paced and action-fueled hockey have been completed in game number 2. 15 minutes of an absolute dogfight remain in game number 2 of tonight's contest here of today's doubleheader for night number 4 of week number 2 of the Jersey Pro League. 6-5, College Hockey Buzz leads over Homegrown Hockey. And trying to take that in the other direction here will be Homegrown Hockey, who trails by a goal. Trey Wright on the call for Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Glad to have everybody aboard here. S.J. Lecomte with a really good forecheck there. He's looking for his third tally of the evening. Drops it back to Carnomola. Wide open for Atwell, but he couldn't pull the trigger. Turns it over to Osher in the offensive end. High stick waved off by the referees. And trying to grab it back here is Helkowski. Back up to Lecomte. Lecomte trying to get it all the way back over to E.J. Gley, who was tied up with Alec Osher. Coming back with it is the 9 of King. He'll send it up to Matthew Barbieri. Barbieri on a 2-on-1. Rifles it off. Rebound came over to Meyer. Back over to Sean King. And Solomon will make the save. A lot of bang, bang, bang plays there. And Solomon was able to make that final crucial save to make that stoppage. Minute and 2 seconds already gone in period number 3. We've seen 3 shots on net on either side. That's about what the temperature of this game has been so far. Shots are 27-22 in favor of College Hockey Buzz. And off of the draw, CHB not able to win it. Comes back up to Jake Sandameno, who's wearing 13. I thought it was Matthew Barbieri, but Barbieri showed up a little bit late, so Sandameno is wearing 13 here for Homegrown Hockey. Brian Atwell is wearing 9. Zach Kirshner is wearing the other 9, a much brighter yellow. And Ben Meyer is wearing 88 for Homegrown Hockey. Here's Gavin Jacoby trying to play after it, but instead it's Roman Kirillichev. Kirillichev will turn on the Jets. He's past Atwell. Kirillichev waits for options, sends one on. Solomon will stick it over in the corner. Taken back here by Swartout, looking for the whip around champs. Rifles all the way down to Sandameno. Sandameno looking for an opportunity, trying to get around Jacoby. He's tied up. Nobody was home in white. A couple of gold jerseys. Will pitch it back down the other direction. Racing after things here was Anthony O'Brien. He'll touch up for an icing call with 12:58 to go in period number 3. College Hockey Buzz leads 6-5, although it shows that on the scoreboard here that Homegrown Hockey is leading, but we do know that College Hockey Buzz is indeed the leader. Another stoppage from Bo Solomon. Both he and Kevin Brennan have seen a lot of rubber being thrown in their direction. Just to clarify, the score is flipped here at the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House. Technical director for game number 2, Colton Reynolds, showing us that, hey, it's all right. We know how things work here, and John Meehan trying to bring it back to a 2-goal lead. That'd be the biggest lead for either team so far tonight. Instead, it's Kirillichev down the far side, 2-on-1. Kirillichev gets around Gershner, trying to get over to Swartout, who was tied right down the low slot. Kirillichev on it again. Gershner not able to get it out as Boyle will keep it back in. Kayola will try to track back after that one. Gets back up to Kirillichev, who has been all over the ice here on the shift. He's got 2 goals already, looking for a third. Puts one on target, just a little bit off. Trying to grab that one was Boyle the other way. Loads the gun for Lastra. Redirects it off of Boyle over along the half wall. O'Donnell will try to race after this long with the 2 of Burke. O'Donnell still after it. He's got Gershner right out at 7 o'clock. Now trying to load things up for Austin Teets. He's not able to get it on. Boyle sends it over into the corner. 11:34 to go in period number 3. Icing will be waved off by the linesperson. Comes all the way back into the possession of Kevin Brennan. Brennan holds it up. S.J. Lecomte trying to drive after it. Lecomte dropped his twig. And this will relieve a little bit of pressure in the defensive zone for Homegrown Hockey. Lastra was looking for the cross-ice pass, but it'll come to Austin Teets anyway. Teets looking to drive, gets around the zone in front of the M&M's logo over in the left far corner. Loads it up for Boyle. Intercepted here by College Hockey Buzz, and here's Lecomte on another breakaway. Here he is on a Kevin Brennan and wasn't able to get anything off. Back over was Gley right down Broadway. He's denied by Brennan once more. That was a third breakaway attempt there between Brennan and Lecomte. And a win in the rubber match there was Kevin Brennan to keep his team within a goal. Teets rifles one past the crossbar. Lastra and Teets nearly colliding there at the near side. Comes back over to Teets. Now a 2-on-0 the other direction. Here's Gold. Sends it in. He scores! 7-5. College Hockey Buzz leads a ripper from Zach Gold. And the URI Ram will give College Hockey Buzz their biggest lead of the night. Seen that move a lot in the world of the ESCHL. A 2-on-0 for College Hockey Buzz, and Zach Gold does it himself with a wicked wrister. And it's a 7-5 lead, and Alec Osher trying to bring Homegrown Hockey right back into the fray. Clock is not being stopped here, and we're going to add a couple of seconds onto the clock. It should be at 10:12. So I think 10 seconds are going to be added on here. Solomon will deny that one in the other direction. Gold is on it again. Trying to drive it to the other way. An odd man rush here for College Hockey Buzz. Onto the tape of Helkowski. Back over. Gold was trying to load it up for Lecomte, was blocked in front by Brennan. And now the in-arena clock has not started yet. Lecomte in the other direction. He's looking for his hat trick. Barbieri tied up with Helkowski. This will come back over into the possession of Osher. Now it's Lecomte with it. The only NCAA D3 player on the ice will stick it down the other direction and will be icing. .9:47 to go in period number 3. A little bit free hockey here with the in-arena clock malfunctions. Nonetheless, hey, who can complain about free hockey? I sure can't. I can't wait for September to kick off. We got collegiate hockey back underway and here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, along with a little bit more junior hockey action with a couple of these guys in the Jersey Pro League, guys like Isaac Saw, a couple more guys. I think Zach Gershner be playing junior hockey as well as was the Nicholas DiGeronimo from the earlier game, was playing with the Islanders Hockey Club USPHL Elite Program. Glei looking for options. He is tailed there by Osher. Jacoby wasn't able to get anything on. This one comes up to Gershner. 9:11 to go in period number 3. Sticking that one was Osher. Defensive zone, nearly defensive zone turnover there for Homegrown Hockey, who trails by a pair. It's their biggest deficit of the evening so far. Osher trying to dance through the entire defense, had everybody but Solomon beat. Seen some nifty moves and some even niftier goaltending so far in this contest as O'Brien will grab this one right at the center ice logo. Taken here by Jacoby. Gets it up to Glei. Glei will turn it over in the offensive zone here to O'Brien. Now it's Kirillichev trying to steer that away from Gershner, who will take it away from him. Gershner nearly has his pocket picked right at the blue line. Takes it over to his own blue line. Kaiola with a one-touch pass over to Glei. Glei is brought down along with, I believe that was Boyle. No, rather that was Vincent Stoffel, who had on the tape once again. Coming back over to Berkey, fanned on 2 outlet passes. And Anthony O'Brien will say enough of this, and he'll ice it. I think O'Brien was trying to play that bank pass. And instead of going all the way to the far side of the ice, it just banked all the way over down to the half wall. 8:04 to go in period number 3, approaching the midway point, and what has been a fantastic third period of play so far. It's been really good for College Hockey Buzz, who leads 7-5. And Homegrown Hockey trying to get back into the dance here. Homegrown 1-1 on the 2025 season so far. Trying to get above 500. Roman Kirillichev trying to do his part. Sticks one a little bit wide of Solomon. Solomon with a transition slide back over. Looking to pitch it back over, was sworn out. It somehow ends up in the glove of Solomon. Another fantastic save there out of Solomon. And yet another offensive zone draw here for Homegrown Hockey. Homegrown leads, rather College Hockey Buzz leads in the shot category, 33-24. And trying to get another one here was Gold, trying to get it back to Helkowski. And this will rifle down the other way into the CHB end of the ice. Atwell is on it. Try to stick it back over to Carnamola, but taking it here is O'Brien. Puts it right on the stick of Kirillichev. He can't pull the trigger. Stoffel with a rightful opportunity. Comes back right to him. Solomon was trying to dig after it. Can't get it up. Down the other way it goes, and this will just have enough legs for an icing. with exactly 7 minutes to play. We're past the midway point in period number 3. And like we saw, actually it's a little bit of the inverse of what we saw from game number 1. Tyler Balla was doing everything in his almighty power to keep his team in the contest. And now, on the other end of the ice, it's Bo Solomon doing everything in his power to try to get his team their first win of the season. They lead by 2. Looking for the redirect there was a homegrown hockey skater. Couldn't tell who it was. It was Jason Lastra who puts on 2 quick goals. They score! Jason Lastra with a trio of shots. The third one finally goes in, and it's back to a 1-goal contest. Six to 7 here in this contest. And right off of the draw, Austin Teets will win it. Stoffel from his own end. Try to get it back up to Matthew O'Donnell. No avail. Now O'Donnell's got it. O'Donnell around the entire defense. He is brought down. He will draw a penalty shot. And a golden opportunity for Homegrown Hockey to tie the game at 7. So it'll be Matthew O'Donnell. Not with the gain quite on his stick, but with the equalizer on his stick. He'll start off from the center ice logo, goes towards the near side, moves on to right through, and they score. Put one 5-hole right on to Bo Solomon. Right between the 2 wickets it went, and Solomon thought he had the doors closed that time. But instead, we're tied at 7. We'll get another look at that play there as O'Donnell able to get on the scoreboard here with a 5-hole dart. Yeah, put that one right through the TJ Oshie office. Went right through the 5-hole. This will go down the length of the ice, but no icing is called on the play. And like we have said many times so far in this contest, as Maxine Nightingale once said, right back to where we started from. It is a tie game once again, and nearly taking the lead right back was HGH. I think we got to start to stand up for this one, because this is the point in the contest where everything is going to start breaking loose for both of these teams here. Back the other way it goes. Sandamena will hold on to this. It'll find Ben Meyer. Not able to grab it down. Dumping it in on the delayed offside was Gley, and it comes back over to Lecomte. Lecomte's not able to keep it in. He's still looking for his 3rd goal of the night. Meehan's able to keep it in, trying to get around a couple of William Patterson skaters. Going back the other direction with it is Meyer. Meyer still fighting with it. Here's Lecomte down the other side. Nearly got around Osher for a 2-on-1, but it's taken here by Meyer. Puts it right on the tape of Sean King. King driving around, puts one on to Solomon. The doors closed that time. Kiola went down to the ice. King and Lecomte come together right at the corner. This is flipped all the way out, and looking for a breakaway chance was CHB. Not able to get anything on that. Deflecting there was Brennan. Chance for College Hockey Buzz with under 5 to play in period number 3. Lecomte denied right at the doorstep. This is rifled all the way down and will be just barely an icing call. Going a little bit wide of the cage there by about 8 inches. I cannot believe it is already 9:50 at night. With how fast these games move, I feel like I just got here. I feel like we just got here about an hour ago, but it's the beauty of calling a great hockey game like this. 4:43 away from going in a little bit of extra hockey here in the shootout. Of course, both of these teams will probably figure out a way to make it a 9-9 contest before we undoubtedly go into the shootout with how close this game has been. Helkowski on the 2-on-1, flips it back over, and not able to get anything on it was Burke. Back and forth, we continue to rumble. Boyle back on here, trying to get it in, they score! Roman Kurilachev puts it in on the backhander. It is 8-7. What a game this has been. We get another look. Boyle screaming up the near side. Plays it around O'Brien, it was O'Brien. Gets it up to Kirillachev, who pots it home. And Homegrown Hockey with 3 straight goals is right back out in front. You cannot make this up, folks. You can't. O'Donnell is on it. Trying to steer it away and nearly put it onto O'Brien's stick. He'll finally get possession of it. Spins it away here from Kiola. Back across. Here comes Swart out over at the far corner. 3:37 to go in period number 3. Homegrown, who was trailing by 2 at one point, now leads by 1. Kirillachev not able to retain possession of it. Comes back and flipped out of here by Kiola. All the way down it goes. Taken here by Vincent Stoffel. Taking it back once again. Pitched out of here, and here comes a 2-on-1 for College Hockey Buzz. Meehan nearly had it right down Broadway, but he wasn't able to hold on to it. Meehan on it again. He is posted up there by Osher. Osher sends it over to his 87's junior teammate of Anthony O'Brien. O'Brien trying to dig at it right in front of the CHB bench. Gets it back to Jake Sandameno. Sandameno turns it over. Burke trying to wire and fire the other direction. Taken back here by O'Donnell. 2:50 to go in period number 3. When will Bo Solomon go to the bench? He's played a good game so far, and his team trying to award him here in what has been a shooting gallery so far in the opening 42 minutes of this contest. 2-on-2 the other way. Kirillachev looking down Broad Street, trying to go through the defense. A pad save from Solomon. He got the rebound. College Hockey Buzz not wasting any sort of time. Zach Gold goes across. May have been a potential offside, but not able to get the shot off was Gavin Jacoby. Barely keeping it in was Brian Atwell. No delayed offside here as Jacoby trying to keep it in. He is brought down. CHB wanted a call. They're not going to get it. Now it's Jacoby trying to get through. He's stonewalled and laid out there a little bit by Jason Lastra. Now it's Carnamola taking it back in his own end. He is absolutely being hounded by O'Donnell. Lecomte trying to take it back, but instead he'll come over to Teets. Teets rifles it in. That's on net, so icing is not called here. Now 100 seconds to play in period number 3. Time winding down. EJ Glye will send it in. Trying to gain possession of it. This is flipped out of here and into the bench by Homegrown Hockey. Will get a stoppage. And once again, nearly hit our camera operator, Emily Cott, for the second time tonight. She's smiling down there. I love how, Colton, you were our videographer for game 1. No pucks went near you. Emily goes down there for game 2, and it's just like she's a rubber magnet. It must be the Ryder hoodie. Stoffel on it with $1:25 to go in the 3rd period. Trying to hold it in the offensive zone was CHB, but they're not able to. Luca Carnamola trying to make quick work going back down the other direction. Solomon remaining in his cage. This will go down the other way. 1:12 to go here in period number 3. Time winding down to Solomon, way out of his cage. Wide open and nearly off the skate of Ben Meyer, David Beckham style. Meyer still on it. Final minute of play in period number 3. If Adam Hamway were here, he'd say 1 minute to go in the 3rd period. But instead, it's College Hockey Buzz looking for a little bit of an offensive firework here in the late stages of this one. This is a hungry group that's still looking for their first win of the season. They need a goal to send it into the shootout. Solomon remains into his cage. 38 seconds to go in the 3rd. This rifles all the way around. Trying to grab that is Kiola. Sends it up. Lecomte the other direction. He is on it. To the bench goes Solomon. He'll stay on for a brief moment. Now he'll race home. 23 seconds to go in the 3rd period. Trying to find his Glye. Right in front for Lecomte. He's not able to grab it. Still is loose. Atwell's not able to hold on to it. 15 seconds to go. Atwell just barely keeps it in the zone. Carnamola down the near side. He waits for options. Right at the doorstep. Gold fans on it. 5 seconds to go in the third period. Glide gets it over. Carnamola looking for it. 2 seconds to go. One final chance. Meyer clears it out, and it's over. Homegrown Hockey holds on to a wild win here in game number 2 of the night. 8-7 is your final. What a contest for both of these teams here. 15 goals scored between the two programs, and just edging out a win over College Hockey Buzz was Homegrown Hockey. These William Patterson boys once again getting the job done. And for College Hockey Buzz on the other side, victory will have to wait yet another evening here in Newark, New Jersey. But that is going to wrap it up here for night number 4 of week number 2. Another wild night of hockey here in the Jersey Pro League Club Division. But coming up tomorrow night, we have yet another game. That is right, we are back here once again for our 5th night in a row. I know, we're crazy. But that is the way that things are going to roll here. And tomorrow night at 8:45 Eastern Time, Capper Hockey Services will play host to the John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation. Our very own John McCooch will be on the call for what is certain to be a fantastic contest tomorrow night. A battle between the two teams that are left that are undefeated here at the Jersey Pro League level. That gets kicked off tomorrow night at 8:45 local time right here from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. But on behalf of everybody here at Breakout Sports Broadcasting, our videographer Emily Cott, our technical director Colton Reynolds, our executive producer Carlo Pascal, my name is Trey Wright. We will see you all tomorrow night once again here for night number 5 of week number 2 of the Jersey Pro League Club Division, exclusively on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Good morning, good afternoon, and finally, good night, everybody. From the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey, have a great evening. We'll see you once again tomorrow night.